So I will roll the ceremonial. You know what? Screw it. So last session, you guys tracked the assailant of the dead druid that you found, Uvok. You tracked her assailant further into the Parchwood. While doing said tracking and moving quickly against the rain before the rain washed away what tracks you had to follow, you were racing through the forest and not paying attention, came across a rather large undead stone giant that battered you guys around a little bit before it was taken down, but eventually was slain. And afterwards, in putting your heads together, kind of figured out this is probably one of the leftover undead thralls from the Briarwoods rule in Whitestone. The townsfolk had always said they never knew if they got all of the giants, the undead giants that Lady Delilah used. However, upon finishing it off, you finally finished following the tracks to your final destination. Oh, you also found a rather fancy sword embedded in the undead giant, which was given to one Curtanus to not use.
We'll get there eventually. Well, first I didn't know it was a katana, so
that's what I was trying to say. It was a Curtanus kind of sword. It was a dueling saber, whatever you wanna, whatever word you would like to use. But anyway, you finally finished following the tracks to their final location, which was at the base of a tree. And finding it a bit confusing, so one of you, I believe it was Father Fight, climbed up the tree. If I'm not mistaken, trying to figure out what happened.
Next mistake.
And eventually, you were able to come to the conclusion that with Shango's aid, having spent a lot of time with someone who's been able to use that spell and probably watched them do it multiple times, came to the conclusion that they must have cast some sort of transport via plants type spell with the leaves and dead leaves and vegetation on the ground had split apart at the base of the tree. Upon figuring that out, one of you being very close to the tree, Father Fight, a pair of ghostly entities emerged from the trees that you all did battle with. And after another, difficult encounter, were able to fight them off, and that is where we pick things up with you guys at the base of the tree.
Splinters of the tree. Erdan blew it up with a shatter spell.
That's right. Erdan blew it up with
right.
a shatter spell. So at the and you're standing amongst what used to be a tree. Curtanus, you're feeling a bit frustrated, not being as effective in that fight as you usually are and like to be. But anyhow, we come back to you guys having just finished off these ghosts, banshees, whatever they were. What would you like to do?
I
think you're muted there, Fike.
It looks like you want to say something.
It looks like you want to say something.
I was chewing.
Oh.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Fike is not a fan of the Parchwood Forest.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm a fan of the road.
We should probably stay away from some trees.
Kind of hard to do in a forest.
That would turn out to be rather difficult.
Perhaps any trail we could find back to the path would be preferable.
We can backtrack our own trail. I would presume this to be the safest route.
Potentially. You're all also pretty. You guys haven't rested since
No.
the end of last fight, so you're all pretty beat to shit. Well, a lot of you are anyway. I know a couple of you went unconscious multiple times today. So.
Oh, I'm still scrappy, man. I'm good. I got a whole 24 hit points.
A whopping 24 hit points.
Oh, when you only got 41, it's pretty good.
Speaking now, I'll forever hold you a piece if you would like to.
I think we should make our way back to the road.
Would you guys like to rest here inside the Parchwood Forest? We can do that.
No. No. No.
This was only supposed to. This was only supposed to last until midday, correct?
No, you guys were only supposed to follow the tracks for a couple hours, actually, and now it's well past midday.
Yeah, so
it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, probably.
Get out of here.
All right, so you guys want to find your way out of here? I would like someone to make a survival check to see if you can retrace your steps. It is raining pretty good now, and a lot of even the tracks that you made getting here are starting to wash away rather quickly.
Yes!
Shango, look at you go. Shango. I did not rhyme that on purpose.
You go, Shango.
That's what they all say.
Wango, tango, shango.
Exactly. That's the thing that people say. So, Shango, you understanding you love a good forest, being an Ashari, but
this
understanding
is not a good forest.
This is a bad forest. Bad forest.
But you understand.
Yeah.
You understand your companion's frustrations, and so rather quickly, you are able to, over the course of the next several hours, even avoiding another couple of encounters with some other ghostly entities that you see passing through trees. It appears the reputation that Parchwood has for undead spectral entities is not rumor. It is factual. You're able to avoid a couple more encounters, based on the path that you're able to lead the group through. And as it is getting after about an hour past sunset, you are finally able to make it back to the road. And I will show you where you come out on the road.
Excuse me.
You come out right there on that little J hook.
Is that close to where we camped the night before?
You're about a few miles down the road from where you camped last night.
Okay. So we shall find a new place to rest and spend the night.
It's kind of hard to look for a place because the sun's already been down for about an hour. If you guys want to set up camp, if you want to go wandering through the darkness to find a better camping site, or you can just pick a spot on the side of the road.
No, I would just say as much as we can at the side of the road. Don't wander into the woods in the dark.
Yeah.
Agreed. I'll start setting up things, grabbing out stuff out of packs.
All right.
Yeah, I'll start setting up the 2-man tent.
Make a fire.
Alrighty. You all working together are able to set up camp fairly quickly. And why not? We can just keep using it. you guys set up your little nighttime camp set. As the as you guys finish setting up camp, believe it or not, the rain lets up to a bit of a misting, as opposed to the heavy downpour. It's that Irish perpetual misting. It's not raining. It's just perpetually moist enough into the air, whereas you walk around, your face just happens to get wet for no apparent reason. Is kind of where it's at. But you're able to get a campfire going, and all of you are, after the day you've had, I would imagine, thrilled to be lounging around a campfire eating trail rations.
Are you stepping in for Erdan? Or
I'll be handling Erdan as far as like any mechanic stuff. We'll say, for the sake of him not being here, he just is so tired he goes and just crashes out in a tent.
I mean, all I want to do is I want to ask him for the book of enchanting that he had, if I'm not mistaken.
That he finished? Yeah, he said he was going to share it with you, so
Cool.
he hands it off to you.
Yeah, so I'll grab that.
So sad. He's not here. I can't give him his new nickname.
What's his new nickname?
Banshee Bait.
What?
Banshee bait.
Banshee bait?
Banshee.
Yeah, it was a banshee.
Oh,
right?
Banshee bait. I was like, what are you talking about? Banshee.
Bocce Ball. That's his new nickname.
Yes.
Bocce Ball. Yeah.
All right. But as you guys kind of sit around, having finished finished setting up camp and finally getting out of the parchwood and eating what trail rations you have, you kind of look around and
Cortana might request whoever has the bag of holding, if she can borrow it and get out that blade from before and look it over.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who has the bag?
that is a good question. Who carries the bag of holding?
I think
Who bought it?
Sayout does, because he's the biggest guy.
I bought it.
Oh,
You bought
maybe.
it? Oh, I don't know. It's technically your bag of holding. You spent your gold on it.
I
So-
mean, I'm pretty strong. I can carry it.
well, it's not even that you need to be strong. I mean, everything you put in it, the bag
makes
never
sense.
weighs more than like a pound.
A couple pounds, or yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I bought it, so I'll
That's
keep it.
the whole point of the bag of holding is that you can carry a shit ton of stuff without being strong at all.
What is encumbrance?
Nothing. So DM like to walk away out of earshot of everybody, kind of like.
Well,
over
hold
here.
on, because you have the bag of holding. So Cortanus asks you
Yeah, so
Just
I'll-
about walking
I'll-
up and then he walks away.
I'll take it
Ah.
before you walk away.
Yeah. Oh. Hey. Yeah. What do you need?
Might I be able to see that blade we found on the stone giant, Noxus?
Yeah. And he'll open the bag and he'll put his head in the bag looking for it. I don't see. Oh, there it is. And he'll reach in and he'll grab it and hand it to you.
Take it. I'm just very confused. He put his head in a bag you're holding.
You
but...
see him stick his head into an empty bag. He pulls it back out and then reaches his hand in and pulls out the sword Mary Poppins style and hands it over to you. It is as pristine as when you pulled it out of the undead stone giant's back. It seems to just be perpetually clean, and the same iconography runs up the flat of both sides of the blade. The exact same iconography with that little sort of like sword
So it's like
knot
a totemish,
hanging.
right?
Yeah, it looks like it's engraved into the steel, right? But it looks like someone portraying At least it goes vertically as long as the blade stays straight before it starts to curve. And it looks like one of those old, Native American wood carved totems that stand on top of each other. And the very bottom one is a bull. On top of that is a bear. On top of that is a cat, like a panther type cat. On top of that is a fox. On top of that is an eagle, and on top of that is an owl.
John knows what this sword is.
Oh, we found out what the sword was.
Yeah, you've identified it.
Well, no, yeah, I wasn't there, but I have a pretty good idea what this sword is.
Yeah,
I got it because I
yeah.
had it last campaign.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's one of my own creations.
Just
Yeah,
gonna take
it's a
that
fun
over
little sword.
to sit down by nearby Shango and look it over and just kind of
Okay.
compare it to her own blades. Really curiously
Are
that
you
she found
attuning to
another
it?
one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So over the course of the next hour, you attune to the blade. It is immaculately balanced, and you get a sense from attuning to it, that it is of elvish make, and because of that, might be old enough that it may have come from maybe not as long ago as you, but a similar time period, maybe, or perhaps even that time period. But after attuning to it, you, as I stated before, it's a +1 weapon, so +1 to attack and damage. And once per long rest, you can cast the enhance ability spell on yourself. Essentially, one of the totem creatures on the blade would flare, and then you would be instilled with the. You can't cast it on others; it can only be cast on yourself.
Okay.
Hence the attunement.
Sweet.
Noxus, you wanted to go kind of wander off by yourself away from the campfire?
Yeah, I didn't want to go too far, but I wanted
Uh-huh.
to go far enough to where I may be out of earshot, depending on who's around me. And he's not paying attention if anybody is, but he goes far enough to where he can say something.
Like you're going off to pee, like you're pretending like you're going off to pee or something?
Right.
Okay.
So that would mean I take you into secrets unless
Oh.
anybody is going to.
I don't know, is anybody gonna...
I'm not paying attention to it.
Too busy.
I mean, if Dan was here, I feel like he might jump at this, but he's not, so...
Sorry, buddy.
Convenient.
Okay, you can bring me into secrets.
So
D&D Beyond.
Oh, and Father Fike is walking away. I was going to ask him. Anyway. Well, while we have a minute, didn't you say something about a Kickstarter, Flint Kotanas?
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be early next month.
Oh, I thought it was this week already.
Oh, no. No, we still got
I was going to
weeks.
say... Yeah, I was like, you need to pester us. You need to advertise.
I will probably do that at the time, if people do not mind, but yes. Not yet. Still gotta work on things.
Gotcha.
D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond.
I'm excited though, we finished
Father
principal recording,
Nice.
and then we had a shot.
Father Fike, compatriot of mine, would you please consider to store more of your healing power?
I'm completely
Man's
tapped. I'm completely tapped.
Damn it! I figured.
I would love to.
I asked.
But this is a short rest technically, so this is our first short rest, so hit die.
Well, I assume we're gonna do a long rest anyways, right?
Yeah, might as well just in case though. There we go.
Yay, hit points. I want to cast something in the...
So, an enhance ability cutlass.
It's more like a saber. It's a
Random?
katana.
randomly found in some dead giant
Yeah.
thing.
Which that's not going to come up because she's extremely surprised by this, and not just because it's a random magical thing, but that it's specifically a katana.
Sticking out of this guy, just wondering how long he's had it.
Right. It's like, you don't just
You know, this was
find those,
probably
right?
like-
People don't just use those.
It was probably hanging into like some poor farmer's house, like the Black Arrow from the Hobbit. It was just like in a bunch of pots and pans, and then the guy's like, "Oh, we're attacking the giants!" And he ran, stabbed it once, instantly got smashed, and it's been in there for like 20 years.
I mean, if the sword itself is like hundreds of years old, it could technically be have been in there for like a couple of decades.
Yeah, but the giants have only been around for like 40 years ish.
Ever?
Like, that's not even
Well,
why she's so confused by it.
That's just the fact that it's a katana.
That specific type of sword. Because that's not a fighting sword.
It's almost like some like godlike entity wanted you to have something.
Right?
Yes.
Does anyone actually know what a katana is?
I'm googling it right now.
All right, sorry guys.
Welcome
Hey.
back.
Noxus comes wandering back into the camp after a little bit.
I'll take first watch, guys.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'll take second watch. Feel free to wake me up whenever.
I'll spare you guys. You guys aren't gonna get. You guys had a rough session last session. I'm not gonna
Nah.
send anything after you during the night. You
Aw.
do your watches as usual, but the night goes by without an issue.
Nice.
As a quick point of order, I'm gonna cast a level 1 magic missile in the rod before the night's rest.
Okay, totally.
Some spell slots left.
Totally. So there's a level 1 massive magic missile in the rod, replacing the identify that you used. So that means in there. So in there you have a magic missile, an identify, and
Correct.
that's it because you used a cure wounds out of there as well.
Correct.
All right. So in there you have an identify and a magic missile at the moment.
Correct.
All right. Was there anything anybody else wanted to do before going to sleep tonight in camp?
If I have some extra time, I might just start flipping through the book, but I'll probably don't get very far. I'll read like 2 pages and then go.
Yeah, you get through the introduction. You get through the introduction.
Table of
Yeah.
contents.
Yeah.
To also keep looking over the new blade, but also take out our whetstone and sharpen the other ones on the sides.
Totally. All right. So you all find yourselves to sleep for the evening. And as you all come to consciousness the next morning, and find yourselves out to the campfire for whoever it was that took third watch, the rain appears to have renewed the next morning. Welcome to springtime in central Taldore, guys.
Of course.
Kind of like New York.
Those cold fronts coming down off the mountains turn into rain a lot.
Oh wait, no, like Oregon.
Yes, like Oregon, like the Midwest.
Not the best
Like,
feeling, like a wet rat. But
Yeah.
All right, guys. So are we going to Drenna or are we going to Whitestone?
Well,
We
that's the decision you guys have to make.
we do have the information for the Ramsey or Eskil.
So
What?
do we even need to go to Drenna then?
Well, the reason we're going to Drenna as a refresher is we Whitestone's not getting half their shipments of supplies that they get from Drenna from the coast. So we were just gonna pop in there, probably have a diplomatic something or other to make sure the people of Whitestone are actually getting fed, because the land is shit there for farming, and so I mean we don't need to, but I prefer the people of Whitestone have food.
Would you like to continue, Father Fight, to press on?
I would. I mean,
Please.
if you wanna.
You guys
Come
are
on,
about
Ryan.
here. You're a little bit past halfway to the terse fields from Whitestone, which is where you would make the, from your perspective, left-hand turn, to go east southeast toward Drenna, or you could, spend another. You got about another week. Less than a week. You got about 5 days to the Turst Fields. And then about another week to Drenna. Or you can spend a week going back to Whitestone to deliver your information to what's his butt? Jekt, Eskel's major domo, Eskel's servant.
Have you?
And potentially get your audience goal, and then leave again to head to Drenna or whatever it is that you guys want to do. But
Are we already a week away from Whitestone?
yeah,
Oh. I did not realize we were that far already.
yeah. So that's about 4 feet is approximately 4 feet is approximately 60 miles.
Okay.
So, and you guys can go walking. I think it's like, if I remember from the book, walking at a steady pace is like 30 miles a day or 32 miles a day or something like that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So you guys have traveled. You guys have gotten to about here. So you're actually making pretty good time.
Yeah. Okay. I just didn't realize.
Yeah. So you've been on the road actually a little bit more than a week because of your detour into the Parchwood. So about.
I mean, we're gonna head back. So.
Eventually.
So are you continuing on to the Terse Fields, or and then to Drenna?
I'm moving that up to Shango.
As am I, for other reasons.
Cortanis has an opinion. She's just not sharing it.
Cortana, speak freely.
Decisions are hard.
Well, if the city requires assistance and we are returning to it anyway, perhaps this would be one of those 2 birds, 1 stone situations.
Fair point. We have not gotten a timeline from Rumsir Esco.
I did not hear one, my lord.
Sorry, say that again?
Said you didn't hear one either.
But they keep doing
Timeline.
food because starvation. So.
Yeah.
And plus, we'll be welcomed in open arms when we come in with vast carts filled with roughage and fish.
Stuff. As a player, I'm surprised Father Fike doesn't want to press on to Drenna to please Father Jacob.
It was Father Jacob. Yep.
I do, but
It was Keeper Jacob, actually. But
Keeper Jacob.
Keeper Jacob.
Yeah.
But
no, but you're right. It was Father Jacob. My bad.
I do honestly, but like I said, if we're going to be sticking together,
Yeah, as
I
a, just from a player perspective.
Oh.
Alright, onwards to Journey we go.
All right. So you guys continue south through the on the muddy road of the Alabaster roadway. It's just called the Alabaster Road. But as you continue south through the forest, you continually over the next couple of days. You don't know if you're all just being paranoid, but every once in a while, as you guys are walking, you swear you dart your head to the left and look into the parchwood, and you swear you're seeing more spectral spirits, but nothing ever comes out after you. You don't know if you're being paranoid or if they are just not able to leave the boundaries of the forest and are following you anyway. But apparently, the ordeal with the banshees has taken its toll. As you continue southward, the rains continue not to let up, and the more walking you do, the soggier your feet get, and I can just see the look on. She's just like, oh, I hate squishy sneakers.
Just like every so often, just either side.
Is it making that like that stuck? Oh god.
Why? My poor Doth do this.
Yeah. As you all continue for a couple more days heading south, you finally begin to see signs of civilization again. You see the signs of campsites from along the side of the road. You see some tree stumps. It looks like the local lumber industry has been out recently. And with that, as you're coming down the road, you see this is a couple days since your attunement to the sword, Cortanus, that night of camping. You look, as you're coming down south on the road, you look off to the left, and you can see there are several tree stumps. Looks like a small logging operation, a couple of like those like two-handed, like two-person operated big long back and forth saws that someone would use to cut down a tree. And from the right-hand side of the road, it looks like it fell down towards the left. There is a very large, and as you've gotten further and further south, the more lush the trees have gotten. But there's a huge, what looks like oak tree that has fallen across the road.
Have there been such storms?
It's been steadily raining the last few days. There hasn't been any storms that you've heard, but I mean, you have traveled probably 90 miles over the last few days, though.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
90 to 120 miles.
I believe that is a product of poor planning.
Like looks over to Pike like curiously about that.
Because the tree, much like that, I dropped my dagger.
It gets all muddy, and it drops right into a puddle.
And fucking!
You pick it up and start like wiping it off on your pants.
As the tree should have fell away from the road instead of on top of the road. So, ergo, poor planning.
I suppose.
Oh! Alright, that's good. This is good. This is why the shipment's not coming up to... This is why the shipment's not going in the white zone, because the horses can't pass, because there's a big fuck-off tree in the way.
Is it that is it that wide?
And no one is capable of clearing the tree?
Oh.
Seems too convenient an answer, Father.
The start of an answer. Beginning of fucking. I'm wet. I don't care anymore.
Do we see anyone on the other side of the tree, or like people working on that tree, or
Make a perception check.
perception? Nope.
From this distance, it's hard to tell. You're still several. You're probably still like 150 yards from the downed tree.
All right.
But it doesn't. You can see some tools leaning out against some tree stumps, but you don't see any people as of yet.
All right, I'm gonna start making my way a little more briskly towards the tree.
Okay.
But I could.
What was that, Sal?
I said, let me see what I can see.
your non-elven
Looking
eyes
around
see?
again. Yeah. Again, with the rain coming down as heavy as it is, and as far away as you are, it's hard to tell. The tree, but what you can tell from here, it does not appear the tree is all the way across the road. It's just big enough to probably block carts or caravans. It's probably like 2/3 of the way across the road. The biggest problem being that the big, like, leafy, branchy top part is what's sitting right in the middle of the road. Not even so much the trunk, but and you can see off to the left where there's those few tree stumps. It definitely looks like there's some big saws left about. There's a couple other, typical woodcutter, timber, logging type stuff over there. You can see a couple of big axes leaned up against tree trunks. Yeah.
Should
Are we
take a
there
closer
yet,
Look,
or-
then. Yes.
As you continue on down the path, getting closer and closer, Fike, as you're getting closer, it's pretty much exactly what you think it is. You can look around. There doesn't seem to be any signs of any of people. Not unexpected. I mean, usually it's kind of hard to grip the handles of saws when it's raining. So perhaps whoever was out here cutting down trees for whatever purpose may have stopped because of the rain and headed back in to town, probably back down to the turf fields. You guys are about here. You guys are about here towards where the bottom of the Parchwood is, getting closer to the turf fields. But
How round, like circumference wide, is this tree? Like, is it huge, giant, like redwood style?
not that big, no. You couldn't hug your arms around it.
Okay,
You couldn't hug your arms around it and have them touch on the other side.
That's pretty big still.
It's still pretty big. It's a big ass oak tree. It's big enough where you would have looked at it as a kid and been like, "Man, that'd be a good tree to build a tree house in and climb up and shit."
It's most trees.
Yeah.
Is
So,
the tree actually blocking the road?
It is.
Most of the way, right?
Not entirely. The most of the way. Big enough to be blocking people on horseback. Here, I might as well just here.
Oh, we have a map.
We're going to.
You guys would be traveling this way,
Okay, so it's blocking most of it.
blocking most of the road. And as you guys actually get closer, you guys get up to about here with the big puddles all over the road. As you get closer, you notice the rain stops.
What?
Just suddenly.
Curious.
Oh no! I back up 10 feet. Is it going?
What?
If I back up 10 feet, am I back into like a rain curtain?
No.
Oh, okay. I was thinking if
It
there was
doesn't
like some kind of-
doesn't suddenly stop, but it over the course of 30 seconds as you're walking up closer to the tree, it slows down and then stops, and the clouds kind of leave, and the sun comes out a little
I
bit.
can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
It's almost like the further away you get from the Parchwood Forest, that dark,
Surprise!
gloomy, rainy place. You know.
Haunted.
The last here that when you walk in, it like blows out.
Does it look like they're still working on the tree?
No, there doesn't appear to be any people around. Actually, you guys, you're probably about 60 feet from the tree now.
Okay.
60 to 80 feet from the tree, about 60, 50 feet from the base of the tree. This is over here. Over here is, like I said, there's already a couple downed trunks, no sign of the actual downed tree, so they probably got cut up and carried away on wagons or something. There is some tools over here, some saws leaning up against tree stumps, some hand axes leaning up against trees, some like lumber, not weapon axes, but like logging axes, leaned up against tree stumps over there. But yeah.
Father, how long did they say that there had been no travel of the goods to the city?
They said this was
this was the third month that they hadn't
third month. I haven't got it in, but
this could certainly not be the source. They could have sent some sort of message past this tree.
Yeah, I was thinking only of the recent shipment. Like the other one, the Parchwood is quite treacherous.
Shall we remove this blockage? And I walk closer to the tree so I get within 60 feet.
Okay.
Be within 60.
So
I can cast Shatter on it. Is it 60 feet? Yep, 60 feet.
Yeah. So from the center of it, 60 feet would be about there.
Should I pull out a token or?
Yeah, I mean, as you get that close, I'll have you make a perception check.
Plop.
It's pretty good. All right.
It's gonna be.
What's that?
I always imagine like a dwarf like chopping down a tree and just going, "Oh no!" Yeah, for some reason, like the damn mountains never did this.
So as you step forward to and begin casting the incantation, out of the corner of your eye, you notice movement in the nearby tree lines.
I'll stop casting. Does it still take up my spell slot? Is it like, do I need to fizzle
Nope.
it out?
However, I am going to need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh.
Damn it!
Hey, perfect timing.
We're just trying to be nice.
Of course it was a freaking trap.
Fucking hell!
Oh,
Hey.
guys, look, he's cute. It's a cute little pet. Let's
Okay.
make him our own.
Does anybody know how I could fix this damn thing? I can't scroll up or down.
I don't know. Try reloading it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the scroll bar is gone?
Oh god! Look at these nasty boys.
Nesty, nesty boy. Nesty, nesty boys.
I don't like
Never do that
this
again.
already.
What? You don't like the nasty boys?
It's just really weird.
I don't like how many he just pulls out of nowhere. He just goes- It's like you're throwing pasta against the wall and seeing what sticks. Just Knowles.
You get a knoll, and you get a knoll. You know.
I guess I'll take my
It's like that little. It's like that little John song, Shots. It's like, Knowles.
Everybody!
Hmm. That's a big knoll.
She'll make it a small knoll.
Regular knoll. Regular.
Oh, that is a superior Noel. He's
That's not just a
definitely
sword.
knoll.
That's a great sword.
Superior knoll. Superior knoll.
Fike with the good initiative. Who are missing? Sayao hasn't initiatived.
Yeah.
And I need to initiative Erdan. We'll say it was back behind everyone. Erdan. Initiative. Sayao with the better initiative.
Yeah. And if only I could see everything. That's the only thing that sucks.
You just gotta see what's in front of you, man. Run forward and swing.
What was that? What was that guy's quote from that movie? Signs?
Swing away, Johnny. Swing away.
Swing away, Johnny. Swing away.
I hate. Man, oh well. Who am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Shango, why did I not write your initiative? 13, that's why, because I forgot what it was.
Ah.
Alright. So, unfortunately, they beat you on their stealth checks versus your perception checks, Shango. So,
Rude
they are going to be getting a surprise round.
bastards.
Which is unfortunate for you.
Well,
That
can't really
didn't help.
complain as I got a free perception check basically anyways.
So the first thing that's going to happen these two guys are going to use their ability called Sudden Rush. And this one's going to run up here. And this one's going to run up there. Like this. And they are going to use their actions to use their multi-attack. And they are going to they each get 3 attacks. So they come out of the tree that was felled. You watch as a very large knoll emerges, comes bounding out of the tree branches, as well as these 2 smaller knolls with 2 short swords each that they pull out and kind of get low and run across as they come running up across the puddled road towards you, pulling out their short swords, and they're going to make multiple attacks. First, Shay against Sao. That's a miss. What's your AC? 16. That's a miss. And that's a miss. Holy shit. So he comes up with his short sword, swings once, swings twice, misses both, goes in to bite at you, and you're able to like knee him in the nose, and he pulls away. And growls. The other one against you, Noxus, is going to make 3 attacks. Short sword. That's what's your AC?
12 right now.
12. That's definitely going to hit. The first short sword, second short sword, same thing. That's also going to hit. And the bite is also going to hit. So we'll do the bite first. It bites down on you, Shango, on your collarbone area. You suffer 5 points of piercing damage. And
Okay.
then as it wrenches back and feels like it doesn't take a chunk with it, but wrenches off of your shoulder, he 1-2 with the short swords. You take another 3 points of piercing damage from one short sword, and 8 points of piercing damage from the other short sword. As he rends into you.
So that was 8-3.
It was 5, 8, and 3. Yeah.
Okay.
So 16 points of damage. And then what's his? He is gonna move. This guy's gonna move forward to about here. He's gonna stay back in the tree a little bit with a little bit of cover. He you watch as he starts making some guttural noises. Points to one of the other gnolls, and he then points at Seao. It nods and it makes a. It's going to make a sword attack against you, Seao. It used its Incite Rampage.
Okay.
That's going to hit. You suffer 6 points of piercing damage from the short sword as he stabs it into your thigh a couple of inches. And then this guy's going to take out his longbow. This big, gnarly, like the Uruk-hai longbow from the first Lord of the Rings movie style bow. This big guy here, he pulls it out. And he is going to fire it at Shango, the guy who was trying to cast the spell. Because this guy is a little bit bigger and a little bit smarter.
Okay, found my target.
Shango, that first one is definitely going to be a hit. It's a 24 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
And the second one is a 19 to hit. Second arrow.
Let me double check something real quick. That's a 5. Yep, that hits 2.
They both hit? Alright, so 2 arrows drill you. One in the thigh and one in the shoulder. The first one, you suffer 8 points of piercing damage. And the second one, you suffer 3 points of piercing damage. Lastly, and then he's going to hang in there. And lastly, all these gnoll hunters are going to take out their longbows and fire them. Here's a couple of shots at Cortanus. Your AC is 19?
17.
17. That's a miss. That's a miss. 2 more for you. That's a 17 to hit, so exactly that hits. And a 20 to hit, so that's 2 from that guy that you take for 8 points and 7 points of piercing damage. So 15. From the other side, Fike, you've got 2 shooting your way.
What about me?
That's a 16
Just hits.
and an 11.
Misses.
So 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Another 2 for you. That's a 16
Just hits.
and a 7.
Misses.
So another 5 points of piercing damage for you. And then... yeah, they got longbows. You guys are all in range. All right. Another couple for you there. Another couple for you there, Noxus. 15
Yep.
and 20.
Yep.
Dirty 20, not a natural 20. 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Ooh, and 10 points of piercing damage. That was max damage on that one. And lastly, 2 more for Sao. That's a miss. Natural 20. So Sao, you suffer 8 points of piercing damage as the opening salvo of this Knoll ambush takes place. That brings us to the top of the order. Sao, what are you doing? Fike, you're up next.
I'm gonna try to take this fool out in front of me. All 3 attacks. Unless he goes down, I'll move on.
Okay. First attack.
Nice.
That definitely
Yeah.
hits. For 17
Ooh.
points of damage. Ouch.
Beautiful.
That's a good start.
The war pick, however, misses. And the 15 does hit for the battle axe. So it's another 6. So that's 17. So that's 23, right? Did I do the math right? 23 points of damage. So you, with the battle axe, come across, leave a big gash, cut right through his shitty armor, leave a big gash across his chest. Come back with the war pick, but he's able to get the short sword up to deflect it. But while he's deflecting that, you come back in with the battle axe and hit him again. Burying it deep into his shoulder. He's still standing, but he's looking super rough. That's your action and your bonus action, Sao.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. That brings us to Fike. Noxus, you're up next.
All right. You spaced them out really good. I'm upset about that.
Sorry.
It's all
It's
right.
almost like they were planning an ambush and didn't want to be clumped together.
Yeah, it's good.
Why are they not all right next to each other?
I hate myself, but I'm gonna walk up the 30 feet to get in front of this big.
In doing so, you'll invoke an attack of opportunity unless you
That's
want
fine.
to use your bonus action to disengage.
No,
Go up the middle. Like around.
Sorry.
Well,
No, I'm just gonna shoulder. I'll shoulder check him. I'll let him hit me.
well, he only rolled an 8 to hit, so
All right, so that messes. And I'm gonna go, big guy. Come on. Here, boy. Here, boy. Here, boy. And I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on myself.
so use your bonus action to cast Sanctuary. What does it look like when you cast Sanctuary?
It's mostly nothing. It's kind of just like a that little hearth, like the paladin hearth bubble, just like.
Okay, yeah.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
Yep.
All right. Nice.
And that's I'm just gonna take out the symbol of Sarenrae and the dagger of venom, and I'm gonna the dagger of venom as my action, and that's it.
Okay, so you activate the dagger of venom.
Yep.
You press the jewel at the bottom of the hilt, the green emerald that sits there, and as you do, you watch as a greenish black ichor begins to coat the blade. That will last for a minute or until you strike someone.
Yep.
Nice. So that ends your turn. Oh, make an intimidation check for me, would you?
They have sensitive ears. They don't like whistling.
Mm.
Intimidation. Sure. I'm not good at that, but sure.
Not bad at it. 14. All right. Noxus, you're up, friend.
I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis.
Nice. So
Like,
are we doing what we said? Everything's going to be themed to, or are you going to do? Are you going to do to normal? Yeah, because it's themed to everything. So you watch as the puddle at Noxus's feet begins to freeze, and this frosty, icy armor begins to come climbing up his legs over his body, and he has this soft, frosty cover that shing, all of a sudden all these spikes of ice shoot out. So it looks like he's wearing spiky armor, but it's all made of ice.
And with that, also,
Is that an action armor of Agathis?
yes,
Yeah.
it is. It gives me
Okay.
5 temporary hit points, and then it gives me that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to cast Hex on him.
As a bonus action?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you already cast a spell this turn, so you can only cast a bonus action cantrip as a bonus action.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to take that feat that allows you to cast second level spell. But you have to be a certain level, I think. I think you have to be 8th level to get it. Yeah. So
I already looked at it, 8th level.
Well,
Yep.
In that case, I'm going to I can't disengage. That's an action.
It's an action to disengage for you, yeah.
But I'm going to move back here anyways.
Also,
All right, he's going to make
what
an
level
attack of
warlock
opportunity.
are you?
No, he's not.
No,
'cause
he's
he
not.
already did.
He already did. He's a 5th level warlock.
Okay,
right?
so you
You're
get
5th
second level spell, so it's 10 hit points you get.
Yeah, so it's 10 temporary hit points you got. Because everything you
Thank
cast
the
is at,
Lord.
remember?
Thank
Everything
the
you
Lord.
cast is at 3rd level at 5th?
Second
or
level.
second? It's 6th level, it goes up to 3rd, right?
Yeah. You want to know? Because I'm at 5 HP.
Oh,
Well, now
actually,
you're at
no,
15
it is
HP.
3rd level at 5th level.
It is 3rd level.
Yeah.
So it's 15 temporary hit points you
15.
get.
Nice.
I love being a warlock.
All your spells are at 3rd level now. Yeah. Remember, you only get 2 per short rest, but they're always cast at 3rd level, whether they're a 3rd level spell or not.
I love being a warlock.
So, it does not get an attack of opportunity because it already used its reaction. So that is your turn, though, Noxus. Erdan is up. He is going to, as you moved back next to him, he is going to reach over with his hand and touch your shoulder, careful not to impale his hand on any ice spikes. And he is going to cast a cure on you. He's going to heal you. What level? He's going to heal you at... He's going to use a cure wounds. At... Fuck it. 3rd level. So you get 17 hit points back as he uses his action to cast Cure Wounds on you. He will then use... I think that's all he can do because he doesn't really have anything he can do as a bonus action. Because not that's a cantrip, right? So... Yeah, so he's gonna hunker down there with his shield. That's what he's gonna do. that brings us to this guy, who so this guy's going to step up to here as he puts his bow away. Watch as he reaches onto his back and he pulls off this big gnarly looking glaive off of his back. And because he has reach from 10 feet away from you, he's going to try and swing it at you, Fike. However, he has to make a wisdom save first. Oh, first thing I need to do, I have to roll that to do this. He does not get his Incite Rampage back, so he can't use that. Oh wait, he's not up first. These guys are first. So this guy. Yeah, he's gonna just make 3 more attacks against you, Sao. That's a 15, a 16, and a 10. So one of the short swords hits for 7 points of piercing damage. This time he stabs right towards your chest. Your armor absorbs most of the blow, but you're able to take it. And then he's going to move right here like that. And then this guy is going to... yeah, he's going to run right up in here. And he's going to make his attacks at... Let's see how... I'm going to roll to see how stupid he is. He's not that stupid. He's going to make his attacks against the guy who doesn't have big spiky armor. At Shango. All 3 of them. That's a 9, a 21, and a... Oh, rolled the same thing twice. Another 21. So the bite misses, but the 2 short swords hit.
Yep.
For 4 points of piercing damage. And 4 points of piercing damage as he slashes both of them across your robes, giving you a stinging sensation.
I wish I'd reach.
Then this guy moves forward. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw because he's going to try and attack. That's not a terrible... What's the DC?
It is 14.
14. That's a failure on the first one. So he goes to swing at you, but just misses way wide. And he kind of looks at you like, and then he's going to try it again. Nope. Again, he's just like, he just growls. You can see he's getting frustrated.
Ruh-roh, Raggy! Someone get hit! Ring!
He's just getting really upset. That ends the Pack Lord's turn. Shango, you
Yay.
finally get to go.
Finally, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. So, first things first, my eyes are going to start glowing and the wind picks up around me again, similarly to last time in a mini tornado, and eventually picks over onto Cortana's to cast haste on her.
Ooh.
So let me...
You feel a familiar sensation, Cortanas, as you speed up and the world around you slows down.
That was happening anyway after what just happened.
That's your action there, Shango.
That's my action, and then I'm gonna quicken. What am I gonna quicken? This guy's almost dead, but nah. I'm gonna quicken Shocking Grasp and hit the guy right next to me.
Okay, so you use how many? Is it 2 sorcery points for that?
Yeah, two to quicken, I believe.
2 sorcery points, and you quicken a shocking grasp.
Yes.
Go ahead and
so
make your
reach
attack.
out-
Let me see what kind of armor he's wearing. He is wearing studded leather, so I'm gonna say you don't get advantage because it's more leather than metal.
Well,
so.
Okay. Yeah, so reach out with both hands to like grab him by the shoulders, basically.
That hits anyway, though. For 21, definitely hits. For ooh.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
16 points of
Beautiful.
lightning damage. So you grab him, and it's like full on. He just like it's like the dog wearing the invisible fence thing, and he just ran across. He's like but 16 points of damage. Nice.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
So let me.
Are you gonna move now since he can't do anything?
Yes. The question is where when to move. There's so many of them. They're like everywhere.
Stay within 5 feet of me.
Okay. I'm just gonna move over here. Hide behind katanas.
All right. You're just like, protect me. Do your job, goddammit.
Yeah, do you think? Do you think?
Getting there.
That ends your turn, Shango.
Yep.
That brings us to the hunters. So this guy is going to move up here to get some cover from the downed tree. This guy is going to do the same thing. Just gonna move there. And then this guy's gonna fire at. So this guy will start. We'll start up here. This guy's gonna fire at Kurtanas some more. That's a 14
Nope.
and an 18.
Nope.
No,
18
Yeah,
misses.
haste.
All right. Oh, that haste though. This guy is just gonna move up a little bit, and this guy moves up a little bit, and this guy is gonna fire at Sao. That's 13 and a 16, which I think the 16 hits. It does, just barely. For 7 points of piercing damage, Sao, as you get drilled with a arrow. This guy is going to fire at Sao as well. That's a 16 and a 23. So 2 more arrows for Sao. That's a 8. Ooh, and a 9. So 17 points from that guy. Ooh, little rock star over there as he looses both of his arrows. This
What was that
guy.
one, a 17?
This guy?
Yeah, he said he did 17 damage.
Yeah, 17 damage to Sao.
Can I channel my divinity real quick as my reaction?
Is there a range on that?
30 feet.
30 feet?
Yep.
Yes, you can. He is just within range.
I would like to rebuke the violence, and he needs to make a wisdom save or take all that damage in radiant or save for half.
I rolled a natural 1.
So he takes 7 points of radiant damage.
So what does that look like?
That is Saren Ray's holy symbol just glowing like daylight, just and much like a guiding bolt, except I'm not even concentrating on it. I just saw the bolt go and it just shoots out of and blasts him right in the chest.
Nice. So he takes 17 points of damage himself.
Wait for a big boy like that.
He's looking pretty. He went from looking pretty great to looking pretty. Starting to regret some of his life choices, but not really, because they're still feeling like they've got this working in their favor. All right, so now I got to do these guys down here. So this guy's going to try and fire at you, Fike.
Yep.
But he needs to make a wisdom save. 14. Oh, that's success. I'm pretty sure.
Hits.
Well, no, he still has to roll to hit you.
Yeah.
But what's his wisdom save? Oh, so that's actually a 19.
Oh yeah, that beats it.
And for the second one, he has to make a save for each time he makes the attack, right? Well, let's do the attack first.
I believe so.
So the attack will... Ooh, that's a 22 to hit. So you suffer 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Is that a concentration spell?
I don't believe it is. It doesn't say that it is.
Sanctuary?
Yeah, I should check the book though, right?
Probably. Consult the book.
The book.
It is not concentration.
It is not concentration. All right. That makes that spell a lot better.
Just last for a minute. Yeah.
All right, so he has to make another wisdom save.
Yep.
That is a 15.
Yes, that passes.
All right, so he attacks you, and that is a 20 to hit.
That hits.
So you suffer 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
This guy right here is also going to try and fire at you.
Mm-hmm.
That is a wisdom save of 12.
Fail.
And his second wisdom save of 12 again. So
Fail.
He fires at you, but it literally, like, he does that thing where he fires it and the arrow, like, falls down at his feet. And he looks really confused. What's that?
It should go to a target within 10 feet of me, or lose it. Someone is 10 feet away.
The creature must choose a new target or lose the attack. So he's not going to choose to shoot his boss.
Ah. I thought he wanted to climb up in the ranks, maybe. This snow's got a grudge.
No, because he's still
got to charm person on it first.
Yeah, you got to charm him first. So he fires, and the arrows just land at his feet, and he just looks really confused. He's like, and he leans down and picks them up and knocks an arrow, but ducks back down to get his cover. And then this guy is going to move a little closer, and then he's going to fire at Noxus again. He's going to fire more at Noxus. So that's a miss on the first one. And 19 to hit for the second one, which I'm pretty sure hits.
Does he get hurt, or is that just with people in front of me when they?
It's a melee attack.
Melee attack. Melee. All right. So that's you take 9 points of piercing damage from his attack that hits. Is Armor of Agathis concentration? I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
All right. So that would come from your temporary hit points first.
Yep. And you said that was 9.
9 points of damage, yes.
Thank you.
So you should have 6 temporary hit points left. Ooh. I love that, Sao. The snapping turtle thing. That's a really cool image. Take inspiration. So that's all my bow guys. So that ends their turn. That's going to bring us to Cortanus finally gets to go.
Time has come. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what happened here. So I'm picturing the big guy fires at Shango, and she's just slightly too late to deflect anything with a blade. So she's focusing on him, about to strike him, but then this other guy's, then this other guy comes up and just suddenly turns her, like, glaring daggers at him. Shango gets out of the way, and before he has a chance to blink, he's got blades coming at him. So she just basically
so you're moving
hasted
down.
right there.
Are you wielding your new...
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna try
I'm
it
just
out.
asking. I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Trying it out. So,
Alright.
start on him. Because fuck this guy in particular at the moment. 16. I would hope 16 hits.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I wasn't looking. 16. 16 does hit.
Whew.
Yes.
All right, that's
16
one.
hits for 10 points of damage. Yeah. So you, with your new sword of Nature's Boon, you come up and like as you're drawing it, you do like a backhand strike with it, and whooshing, his head just comes clean off. And he falls to the ground. You get, "Arr!" Not even a sound. That's as much sound as he gets out, and does that thing where he kind of stands there for a second, and then his head just kind of starts to slide and fall off, and then he falls to the ground.
Okay. Could she see
Still have a
any
shit
of
ton of
these?
movement.
Yeah.
At this point, they've been firing multiple rounds. Yeah, you know where everybody is.
All right. And technically, that's the with Fike up there. That one's the closest one to Shango, so she's just immediately up there
Well,
and just
technically,
goes
that one's the closest.
well,
one to
yeah,
Shango.
but the one that's not in combat with somebody else in
Engaged
the way.
already.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so you come running up on that guy as he looks at you. He's knocking an arrow and is like, "Oh shit!" And he's trying to switch to the spear as you come running up. 27. Whooshing, big gash across his chest, and he howls in pain. He's still up.
Bonus,
But
and
then you come back with the offhand. Whooshing, a big. Now he's got this big X gash across his chest. He's still standing, but barely.
How about now?
Nope, that's enough. Yeah, so on the last one, the Nature's Boon comes back around, boom, and it's even though it's a slashing weapon, you just bury it like 6 inches into his chest in like a stab motion, and he falls to the ground. As you pull, you like he does that thing where he kind of like grabs the blade and pulls it in a little bit, and stares you in the face, but eventually falls to the ground dead.
And she just rips it out and then goes over. She's gonna. Let me see. I think I still.
So
have
you
like
moved.
30 more.
You
Five.
moved 5 feet.
5, 10.
So you have 30 feet of movement left.
Yep. So, yeah, she's actually gonna go about there to get basically in the way of those two's shots. Try to
Oh, okay.
get up in their
In their
become
face, in their
the big target here
the
for
target.
them.
Yes. Well, you just killed 2 of their companions in a
Yep.
matter of seconds, and are running around like the Flash. So I think you got their attention. Nicely done, Cortanus. That ends your turn, I believe.
Yes.
Bringing us back to the top of the round, Seao.
All right. I'm gonna try and finish off this guy in front of me. Battle axe.
17 definitely hits. So you bring the battle axe in. Whew, you come down with an over strike, and you hit him right in the collarbone. But it goes down, breaks through like 4 or 5 ribs, and he kind of like opens up a little bit. His shoulder kind of slows down, and he and falls to the ground, no longer moving.
Rock and roll.
How dare you, sir? I'll take away your inspiration if you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your first attack.
Okay, and all these guys are behind us. They're all pretty much screwed, right?
What guys? These
Uh,
guys?
I see all the X's.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. All right, I guess. Okay, since I already attacked once, like I had to finish off with another hand attack, right?
No, you can move. You can break up your move. You can attack, move, attack.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So could I use a scorching ray?
Oh,
No.
no, you could not use a scorching ray.
All right.
That would be your whole action. So you would have to forego both of your melee attacks to do a scorching ray.
Okay, I'll switch to the longbow, and I'll try to hit the guy next to Fike.
Okay, so you stow your weapons, pull out the longbow, knock it, and fire at the pack lord. Natural 20. That's the second natural 20 this fight. Jeez. For 13 points of damage. Nice.
With bonus action, I'm gonna do second wind on myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you fire the arrow, and then you kind of crack your neck, roll your shoulders, and get a little recollect your thoughts and catch your breath for a second, and heal D10 plus your fighter level.
Apparently, 10. Looks like it's a 10.
So you get 10 hit points back. That ends your turn, Sao, unless you want to move.
Oh, probably. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna try and move a little bit closer to Fike there.
Okay. All right, you move up next to Fike. That brings us to Fike.
All right, I have a shitty plan, but here it goes. Since he's very angry at me, I'm gonna go, "Hey, buddy," and I'm gonna hold the symbol of Saren Ray. I go, "Want to play fetch? Want to play fetch?" And I'm gonna wing it, so I know it's gonna boomerang back to me, and just throw it right over his shoulder, and hope that he turns his head to look at it.
Okay. Make a deception check. Or performance, your choice.
I'm not quite sure where this is going, but I'm loving it.
Right?
We're going to in a
14.
second.
Yeah. So you take the symbol of Serenade. You say, "Hey, buddy, you want to play fetch? Here you go," and you throw it like, and everybody. He doesn't even throw it at him. He throws it like up in this direction, and he totally turns like a dog. Like you fake throw a tennis ball to a dog, and he totally turns his head.
Oh yeah, that jugular looks real open. Dagger venom.
So you're gonna move forward, and
Oh, absolutely.
or are you gonna throw it at him?
No, I'm gonna get right in his face and do it. If anything, I could. I like that low bent
Well,
knee.
Because you only get one attack, right?
Well, I had an offhand and a.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. This will have to be your offhand though, so you won't get to add your modifier to the
Yeah,
damage.
that's fine. I'll do that.
Just because you have to make an attack with your main hand in order to do the offhand attack as a bonus action.
Well, technically, it's attack. It's just a miss. It's
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you have, in order to attack with your offhand, you have to attack with your main hand as an action. You can't attack with your offhand unless you've made an attack with your main hand. Is what I'm saying. Which you've done.
Yeah.
Which you've done. So that's why you don't get the modifier because you don't have the dual weapon fighting style. But anyway, you can make your. Regardless, he turned his head. It gave you your opening. You can make your attack. That's a 14.
No.
You just barely miss. His AC is 15. Unless
That's it.
nope, you don't have inspiration or anything
Nope,
this session.
nothing.
So
Nothing. I got it. It's fine.
and nobody's got like a War God's blessing or anything. All right,
No.
sorry, buddy. But anyway, the dagger. You guys watch as the dagger wheels around and kind of comes back around like this, and Fight catches it in his hand.
That's it. I'm gonna sit in my
sorry,
shame corner.
buddy.
That's
I'm
all
sorry,
right.
buddy. I
That's
really
all right.
you know. Wait, you'd have advantage.
Would I?
Because he's distracted. That's the whole
All right.
point, was to
All
get
right.
you advantage so that you could have sneak attack, because he's not engaged with him.
Yay!
There you go. 26 definitely hits. So go ahead and roll damage minus your dex modifier, and
Yeah.
minus, but not the +1, because it's a
So
+1.
the 9 would be minus
So
4.
the 9 would be a 5.
Yeah, 5.
So
Yeah.
5 plus 16 is 21, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So 21 points of damage. Oof. Ow.
Do they just take the poison damage? I'm not sure if that's right.
They have to make a save. It's a DC 15 con save, I believe.
Yeah. I gotta
So-
update that.
Hold
So
on.
the 2d10 is the poison damage.
Yeah. He has to
Yeah.
make a con save. Ooh, that's not a good roll. That's a 3. So he fails his con save against the poison. So you do an additional 2d10 poison damage.
Which was that 16?
16.
Oh, which was the 16.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
So
Plus the 5
I'm updating it right now.
for the sneak attack.
First time I'm using it.
All
With the
right.
poison.
And he is poisoned.
Disadvantage.
So he has disadvantage on all attack rolls and other things, I think. There's more to it than that. When you're poisoned. He has the poisoned condition. Poisoned. A poisoned creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Alright. So you stab him right in that bended knee leg. And you watch as his, almost as if the poison gets soaked up by his veins. You watch as the veins start to turn black, and they get this crawling pattern up the leg, and he howls out in pain, and is still standing, but looks like he's he's dizzy. He can't see straight, and he's looking, not good. Good turn there, Fike. That ends your turn, though, bringing us to initiative count 20. As that happens, you watch as running out of the forest are another pair of gnolls, a male and a female. However, they make who could see them? Everybody except for Fike, and Curtanis make perception checks.
Anyone for
Stay out.
Erdan?
Sao. Oh, 18. You notice them, Sao, come running up out of the foliage. One of them wielding a rather large spear. The other one, the female, wielding a large longbow. And they come running out. She knocks the bow and it looks like it's pointed right at you. But as she releases it, oh yeah, that hits, and the second one misses. But max damage. So this she drills this knoll right here, like in the back of his shoulder near the spine, and it howls out in pain. This one comes running up at this guy. And starts harassing him with a spear, but is unable to hit. These gnolls look a little bit different. Their fur color is different, and the iconography and the armor they're wearing is a little different. They don't look quite as menacing, and they appear to be attacking your enemies. So,
Guys, keep an eye on these new ones, but I think they might actually be helping us.
Turf wars.
Dogs out.
Noxus.
Okay. I want to cast Hex on the big guy.
After Sayao points it out, you notice this as well.
Okay.
These guys. You're gonna cast Hex on the big guy.
Yeah.
All right. You hex the big guy.
And so this is how I'm going to describe doing this. So I'm going to walk my full 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm doing it, the sword appears in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Eldritch blast at him, kind of like rapid fire, just like walking and shooting at him like I'm in the middle of a warfare, not even caring, just kakoom, kakoom. And like I have somewhat of how do I describe? The only way I can describe it is like a serial killer calmness as I'm doing it. It's a scary calmness.
All right. Make your attack rolls with your. So you come walking forward and you just throw your hand out, and the flash of smoke and cinders appears, and as it dissipates, you see the smoking blade appear in your hand as you let loose a couple of Eldritch blasts. A pair of Eldritch blasts. 19 hits. The 11 misses.
Okay.
But
and then
the hex damage. So 8 plus 6. So 14 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
Ooh. So yeah, goes in slow motion, and like I don't even notice that the sword appears. It just appears in my hand, and I'm kind of walking, and as I look at him, and I'm saying something draconic under my breath, and I just focus, and I fire it, and his head just explodes.
Yeah, so you fire it. It impacts the head, hits right at the snout. The snout begins to like collapse in on itself from the force of the Eldritch blast, and then as it comes into the central part of the head just explodes, raining skull and brain matter shrapnel in every direction towards you, Sao and Fike. And
Stop me
you
for once, thank God!
Yeah, Cortanis is nowhere near the spray zone this time. But you swear you hear a multitude of voices whispering near you as this happens, Fike and Sao, and Noxus saying, "Good, good."
And the other thing I wanted
You also
let me
it says their evil has no place here.
So the other thing I wanted to try, and tell me if I can or can't, I wanted to intimidate them, because like the other pack, because
Unfortunately, you used your bonus action to cast Hex.
Okay, that's fine.
So you're out of actions, but you can tell that they're starting to not like once their boss, their leader goes down. You can tell they're starting to look around. With these guys showing up, the numbers are no longer in their favor, and they're already starting to look like they're looking skittish and nervous. So,
All right, no worries.
that ends your turn. Dan is going to reach over to Shango, who's not feeling great. And he's going to throw him a Cure Wounds. However, this one is only going to be second level. Cure Wounds. That's pretty good, though. So you get 15 points of healing, Shango. And Erdan's going to stay right there. That will end his turn.
Glory of the Stormlord
The
Lissa.
Pack Lord is dead. The Flesh Gnars are both dead. Shango, you're up.
So, up until a second ago, Django was looking pretty nervous. But then the big guy goes down, and now he feels reinvigorated with Erdan's healing power.
Yeah, you get a little static shock as he touches you, and you feel better.
Yeah, it's like the little shot of like, ooh.
Like licking a battery. Yeah.
Makes you think of Crank. So I'm just going to take a step back, and I'm going to reach one arm out on each side of Erdan to twin, what's it called, Frostbite, on this guy and that guy.
Okay. Is that a save or
Yeah, con save.
natural
DC
20
saves.
for the first guy?
So he saves.
Cocked. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. And 17 for the other guy.
Well, they both save, so nothing happens. They just get a little cold. They just get a little cold.
It's
but we'll
brisk. It's
shoot
suddenly
you.
brisk.
they they seem largely unaffected.
And then I'm gonna use
They're hardy creatures.
my bonus action to convert a first level spell slot into a sorcery point.
Okay. You do so. What does that look like? Is that just something that happens internally, or something that physically manifests?
Well, you don't really see how many sorcery points and spells you have, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
So-
saying. Like, is that just something that's an internal thing?
Yeah, you don't really see anything. It's more
Okay.
like I shift my like focus and chakra, so to say, around.
Yeah,
a little bit,
totally.
But
It's a mental exercise.
Yeah, you just kind of see my.
You have to do the
hair
hand
flutter a
motions.
little bit. Yeah.
Yep. All right. It's up to the hunters now, unless you'd like to move, Shango.
No, I'm good right where I am.
These two are going to unleash all 4 of their arrows on you, Kurtanis.
Bring it.
21.
Yep.
Oh, it was almost a natural 20, but a 7. That's a miss. And a 17, so I think one of them hit.
Yep, just one.
20. Yeah. 8 points of piercing damage. And then he's going to move. There and there. And then this guy is going to drop his longbow and pull out a spear and try and stab at the guy who's now assaulting him. That's a hit. And that's a hit. Right? Yeah, they both hit. So that's 5 and 9. So 14 points of damage. That guy's looking a little rough. This guy is going to hop up from behind the trunk and fire 2 arrows at Fike, or try to. Wisdom save succeeds. The attack is a miss. Wisdom save fails. So he'll change the attack to Noxus. 15 to hit Noxus.
Yep.
10 points of damage.
Oh, hang on. I totally forgot. I got 9
Yeah,
temporary
so...
hit points for killing him. So 9.
Well, no,
Let's
you
see.
had him hexed. You didn't Hexblade's curse.
No, I get that because of Dark One's blessing. It says starting at first level, you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points. You gain temporary hit points equal to your charisma modifier plus your warlock level.
Well, you can't. Your hit points don't stack. So by taking those hit points, you would lose the rest of your Armor of Agathis hit points, temporary hit
Mhm.
points.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Unless this ability specifically says that the temporary hit points can stack, you just get whichever ones are higher.
It doesn't say either way on either of them.
Yeah, so you would lose the 9 and 5 because that's your level, or your whatever your charisma modifier is.
Well, actually, no. I'll take the 9
Yeah.
over because
So-
I have 6. So I'll
So
take
you
the
only
9.
lose 1 actual hit point.
Yep. That works.
But then he is going to move
Does that mean he can keep the
5,
armor up with that?
10, 15. He's going to move.
The temporary hit points. The temporary hit points. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
No, I was
armor.
wondering. Say you have like Armor of Agathis, 2 hit points left, 2 temporary, but then you replace those 2 with fresh 9 ones. You still have your armor, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Just because the temporary hit points are gone doesn't mean Agathis is gone.
Yeah. The armor has a duration of an hour.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then this one's going to fire twice at Noxus, the guy who killed his boss. That's 24 to hit
Yep.
and an 18 to hit.
Yep.
That's 5 points of damage and 4 points. So another 9 total points of piercing damage. And he is going to move this way. Cortanus.
Yep. So they try to run away, but the blur's immediately up on this one. And just
Yep.
suddenly swing out off the side. Just basically trying to move past it, but taking some swings in the way.
Mm-hmm. Hits. 13 does not hit.
And then...
Actually, hold on.
Mm,
No, 13 does hit, actually, on that one.
Okay.
So there, with your 3 first strikes, you on your way by, you shing shing whooshing, and cut that one down.
And then just blurred move up the rest of the way and bring out the other blade again on this one.
Yep. 17 hits for 12, and that one, as you come up on behind that one, you just do a big upward arcing slash up the back along.
I was just
the
feeling
spine,
she's
and
running by this thing, slashes through it a few times, comes up on this one, slams it, spins around, like skidding on the rocks to turn around towards the others, and then just sheathes blades for a second and boom.
Yeah,
I needed one of those moments.
absolutely. Awesome. You still have some movement left if you want to use it.
That is true. So
I think you have some movement left.
yeah, I think
You were
I
like
did.
right here, right?
Yeah, it was 35 just to get here, and then yeah.
So you've got 15 feet of movement, right? Because you get a total of 60.
Yes. So, Yeah, how much can I get on, like, this down tree a little bit to get towards, I guess, that one? Because that's the closest.
You get to there.
Okay. Just starts, like, trying to acrobatics get over, like, the branches of the tree down this way.
Yeah. Alrighty. To the top, Sao.
Is there anybody left?
Yeah, there's the guy that these new people are engaging over here. 2 guys over here.
Damn it. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's up with this stupid scroll bar. Well, I want to try and hit them. The only problem is I can't scroll up.
Well, they're not up, they're down.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I can't scroll down to that area. Like the scroll bar keeps disappearing.
Does that help?
Yeah, that helps. A little more.
And let me help you out. 30 feet get you there.
Okay, yeah, I'll move there and I'll hit the. With the scorching ray.
All right, make your attack roll, Mr. Eldridge Knight. 14. Your hand gets engulfed in flames. You fling it forward. The scorching ray streaks across, drills this guy right in the side. Go ahead and roll damage for 3 points of damage. You singe some of his fur, and he. But that ends your turn. Fike.
I fine. I'm gonna walk. Let's see. Gotta get my 30 feet so I can get up to next to Sao. And I'm gonna take one of those little eye crusties that you get after you've had a long nap
Yeah.
out from underneath my eye, and just flick it towards them. And they're 20 feet apart and centered in the middle. I'm gonna cast Sleep.
Right on these 2 guys.
Yeah.
All right. At first level.
Yep. It's the only
So
level
roll
I got.
5d8.
Why do you have that?
It's my I get
No.
Sanctuary and Sleep from
No.
my
Why
Oath
do
of
you have-
Redemption.
Why do you have that like thing under your eye?
What do you mean?
It's a material component.
You don't get eye crusties?
Not when I like hike a full day along a road down.
He's just really fucking
just this
tired.
occasion.
Like that morning,
Well-
you woke up and we were like, "Well, this could
Shango,
come
I'm
in
tired of
handy."
your bullshit, so that's why I have it. So it's 20 hit points if it goes to the lowest first, and anything left over goes over to the other
Yep.
one.
Yep.
And then they nights.
Yep. So this one just is running away and just like falls face first into the grass, and you hear him like, and he has a little hyena laugh on the exhale of his snore. This one, you see, he gets like a little wobbly, but is still up.
Okay. It's the end of my turn.
That ends your turn. That brings us to these 2 guys. She is going to move up a little bit more to like right there. She is going to fire at the one that is hurting her companion. That's a hit and a miss. Whew, jeez. For whopping 3 points of damage. So she grazes him with an arrow, and turns and looks at you guys and says, wouldn't you mind helping? She kind of growls out in broken calming. and she indicates towards her friend, or the other one of hers. It looks like he's not doing too well against the guy he's squared off against.
I would say insight, but I figure,
Um,
like, they're fighting them, so Cortana just gives her, like, one of those, like, very quick, because she's not used to how fast she's going, so it's a very quick nod at that. As she's already rushing
and
the
then
thing.
this guy is going to try and stab a couple more times with his spear. That's a hit. That's a natural 1. So for the first one, he does 7 points of damage. He stabs into this thing's thigh, and it howls out in that same sort of dog howl pain. But for the second one, he goes to stab at the other leg, but the thing lifts his leg up and steps down on the wooden shaft of the spear, and it snaps. And now the thing, that other knoll, is just standing there with the point of his spear snapped off. That brings us to Noxus.
Let's see.
What you doing, Noxus?
120 feet. Am I 120 feet away from this guy?
You're not even close to 120 feet away from him.
Oh, okay, cool. Then you know what? Let me do this. I'm gonna. Is this guy right here still alive?
Yep. He's got some cover from you, though.
Oh. Then I'll just go back. I'm gonna move my hex to that guy,
Okay.
and then
He's
I'm
now
gonna
hexed.
Eldritch blast him twice.
All right. Make your attack rolls. They both hit. Roll hex damage for both. So that's 8, 29 points of damage. Yeah. You send 2 hex blasts over, and it just, he just, like a deer running horizontal, you just take him out, and he just like a sniper shot. He just falls forward violently, his neck hitting at the wrong angle, does a couple tumbles, and lands a few feet away from his sleeping friend, but no longer moving. That's your action and your bonus action.
Then I will. Can I get to like right about here? Is that 30 feet?
Probably.
Yeah. Then I'll do that. I'll go right here.
There you go. All right, so you come pacing forward after taking out another guy. Erdan, how's everybody looking? Seau's a little bit hurt, right?
I'm hurt.
You're still hurt?
Oh wait, no, I got those temporary hit points. I keep forgetting to do that.
No, remember you didn't get those temporary hit points. He's
I
gonna
just
move up here.
I just killed this guy though.
Oh, that's right. There you go. So now you do have temporary hit points. He's gonna move up there, and he's gonna toss a healing word at Seau. What are you at?
He just stepped away.
Oh, phone call. Be right back.
Yep.
Maybe I can open his character sheet and look, because I can do that. But he hasn't marked off any damage, so.
Such power.
So he'll throw a healing word. Noxus. A second. Oh, what am I doing? A second level healing word. So you get 5 points of healing. Shit. You get 5 points of healing, and then he will Sacred Flame that guy. So he has to make a dex save, which he makes, so he doesn't take any damage. That guy's a little star over there.
Give it time.
Yeah. That ends Dan's turn. Shango.
Well, all right. I'll do a quick survey of the battlefield. See that the guy down here is asleep. Let's see. Step him up. See that the guy down here is asleep. The other guy is dead. Katana's made a quick off the other ones, so I'll point
Quick
my
haste. I get it.
a very quick dispatch of the other guy.
It's like,
So I'll point White Man's Rod at the last remaining guy and cast a magic missile out of it.
Ooh, all right. Roll damage.
fuck him in particular.
2, 2, 3, so 5,
7.
7 points of damage. So he gets hit with several
Three small
several
lightning sparks that come out of the. Wait, it's a three. Is it a 3-pronged thing for the thing that we said?
Yep, yeah, it's 3-pronged.
So out of each of the prongs comes out a small lightning bolt that
Yeah.
hits
And
the
it-
air.
Yeah, shoots through the air, hits the knoll. He takes it kind of knocks him off balance a little bit, but he's still up.
Oh, bastard.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be my turn.
All right, Shango. It's now the hunter. So this guy's asleep, so he can't do anything. This guy is desperately going to try and finish off his opponent so he can run away. That's a hit. Ooh, that's 2 hits
Ooh.
with his spear. 7. Ooh, yeah. This guy goes down.
Ooh.
He stabs him with the spear, and it sinks into the guts of the gnoll, who howls out in pain. And then the other gnoll takes the heel of his palm while holding the very end of the spear, and takes his heel of the palm against the butt end of the spear as the pointy end's already sticking in the guy, and drives it in even further. And the gnoll falls to the ground. And then this guy is going to try and make a run for it. The other guy's sleeping, so he's not. Fuck all. Cortanus.
Oh fuck. Okay.
You
So, yeah.
hear this one howl out. No!
All right. Well, she is not a healer, but she's gonna take the fuck out of this one. So she's gonna chase after him. What is? Are these like bushes or trees?
They're trees,
Okay.
but the trunks are like a 5-foot square, so you can move around through them pretty easily. Underneath
Okay.
them, anyway.
Damn, I was hoping it'd stay there. I wanted to do a cool thing, but fine. She's just gonna run after him and try to take him down.
He's not looking too good.
Yep, he's not gonna be looking much better now.
How do you want to finish him off?
Okay.
He had 8 hit. By the way, he had 8 hit points left.
Yeah.
Precision.
So if you would have hit him with one of your non-magic, yeah.
Yeah, even then. So yeah, she sees him take out this thing, and like the world is still very, very slow around her. He starts running that way, and she's kind of like turning her head quickly like that. She darts after him. I assume he's close to a tree. So what she's going to do, actually. Oh shit. Oh, I guess I can't really do that.
Pin it to
Actually-
the tree.
Huh? That's well. I can't
Pin it
really
to
pin
the
him.
tree.
I can't pin him to a tree because the blade is blunted. It's not a stabbing weapon. Though I guess it's cool enough. Like it's magical. She could probably do that. So basically, comes after him as he's going close to this tree. She just like goes rapier style, slams basically through the back of his skull and slams into the tree and like causes a dent in it.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So the tree splinters a little bit. A couple chunks of wood go flying. But as you guys are out of combat, as that thing falls, and the other one is The other one is excuse me. The other one is sleeping. Excuse me. Gotta drink of water here.
Quickly look back over and yell over to Erdan and point the off blade towards the...
I got it. Yeah,
this one pays 0 mind to any of you. Comes running over, is cradling the head of... she says, any of you healers?
Yeah, I got it. I pull the spear that's in him out, and I dump 10 points of lay on hands into him.
Okay. So you dump the lay on hands into him. And you watch as the wound begins to seal over as you touch it, and the light shines over the wound. It seals over, and he and he kind of looks around, looks up at the female the female knoll. That's what they're called. Jesus Christ. And he says, it's all right. It's all right. I'm fine. And he starts to stand up, leaning on his broken spear as almost like a walking stick. He says, I appreciate the help, sir.
Yeah, it's no problem. 1 second. Someone tie that guy up. He's not going to be asleep forever.
So actually, what I want to say, I walk over to him and I kind of look over him, and I have the sword ready. And I just hold it over him.
Mm-hmm.
I sit there and I think for a couple seconds, and like, do I really want to do this?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
And I take the sword and I shove it right.
So you take the sword and shing, just bury it into its chest, and the smoke and cinders fly up from the wound, and it definitely feels it and wakes before it dies. And as you pull the blade out, and it sits there, no longer moving. Well, still, but at this time lifeless. You kind of almost as if you get a sensation of it was too risky, couldn't be left alive.
You must see that.
I mean, he wasn't not hiding it.
Yeah. I feel like everything is still very slow. So she just kind of sees, like, she's watching for the moment, and then...
your haste would wear off at this point, probably.
Yeah.
Cortanas.
And then everything just comes back in.
And so, now you get that, like, wind knocked out of you feeling.
Yeah.
Again.
She'd run back over after taking care of the knoll to, like, check on Shango, and then just...
Yeah. Again, just before it wears off, I'm very well done, Cortanas. We should catch our breath. And then I drop the haste.
The female knoll walks over next to you, Noxus, as you're kind of coming to grips with what happened, and she kind of puts her hand on your shoulder, kind of nods in approval, and spits on the dead knoll that you just killed, and says, "They're not worth questioning."
But he was defenseless.
Filthy blood paw.
I don't know if I
To
made
be
the
so-
right choice there.
Would you two be so kind as to identify yourselves?
So the two kind of gather back up. The one leaning on the other, and the male speaks up and says, "My name is Runga. This is my sister, Sharik.
It's a pleasure to meet you two. How come
We are Dustpaw."
How come you're attacking your own?
He kind of growls and says, "Ugh, they are not."
Does Daspa ring any bells?
Make a history check.
Boop.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it does. You remember hearing about the Dust Paws as you remember hearing about the Dust Paws last time you were making your way through the Turst Fields. On your way to after meeting up with Cortanus and Western, you made your way through the Turst Fields. Towards Whitestone, and you spent the night in the village, Turst Fields. And while there, you remember learning about a. Hold on one second. I'm trying. There we are. The Terse Fields is also one of the few communities in Tal'Dorei that counts gnolls among not only its allies but its citizens. Without the Dustpaw gnolls, Terst would not have survived its first summer, not with the bloodthirsty Ravagers running rampant across the plains. Today, the humans and halflings of Turst Fields have not only been accepted by the Dustpaws, but many have adopted the Gnoll's language and animalistic spirituality. The alliance isn't as accepted by the larger populace of Tal'Dorei, however, and racial relations do become pressed when dealing with visiting political and foreign interests. But the Dustpaws appear to be a rare tribe of gnolls that call the area of the Turst Fields home, and they are one of the few tribes of gnolls you've ever heard of that resist what is referred to as the hunger. And you also remember here, Ravagers are a clan of orcs, gnolls, goblins, and other unsavory types that roam the dividing plains, raiding towns, villages, farming communities, and hitting trade caravans along the Silvercut roadways.
Gotcha. I am intrigued to meet you two. I take it these, and I point to the dead gnolls around us, are of the Ravagers?
Ravagers, Ranga says.
Do you encounter many of the Ravagers recently?
No more than usual, but we do what is required. We spill their blood on the ground wherever we can find them.
That is honorable of you. We thank you for the...
There is no honor in taking out the garbage.
There is honor in fulfilling your duty.
Make an insight check, Cortanus. Just from their body language and tone of voice, you just get the sense that in referencing these other gnolls, they're talking in terms of absolute disgust.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even more so than other humanoids might, seeing as how they sort of share a commonality with them, as much as they would never want to admit that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, she was a little bit hesitant at first because these are also gnolls, and she wouldn't know of
Yeah.
the good kind, quote unquote. But she just kind of eases
Do
slightly
you-
as they're
yeah.
talking.
Like, gnolls are almost universally considered like ogres and orcs to be just like evil, never-ending, eating humanoids, eating whatever they can get their hands on, raiders and killers and murderers. They, yeah. So seeing that, you know, they're considered fiends. I mean,
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things. So
Yeah,
to
even after
find-
helping them, she was just kind of hesitant, especially with Shango nearby,
Yeah, yeah.
just like being defensive of him. But she's kind of easing slightly as they're talking, and she gets a better sense of things.
These appear to be some that are trying to fight their nature, as it were.
Yeah, I'm still behind the tree trunk, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just kind
just
of
like standing
leaning
kind of
it,
on
but
the tree
definitely
trunk.
standing behind it.
What brings you? So this time, Sharik is speaking. You get the sense it's even with your Cortanus, you get the sense that in not dealing with them often, it could be very easy to mistake what they say in their broken common in like an aggressive form. But you think that's just the way they talk and come across. Like it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's now that you've been giving them a chance to converse with them a little bit, that's what you're picking up on with your high insight check. But yeah, it's they with the way they talk, they may not, even though it sounds like they're being aggressive and
Just growly all the time. They're just growly all the time.
that's just what they are. Yeah. But they say, "What brings you down the alabaster roadway?"
We are
Sharik says, the female.
we are on a journey south. Where does your path take you?
We are Dustpaw. This is our lands. We share it with the Turst villages.
So should I expect you to have you?
We hunt and trade in the village.
Thomas thinks a moment and speaks up at the term trade. Is it these lot that hath been causing difficulties in trade to Western from Drin?
Drina.
Drina.
Ranga says, no more than usual.
What they have.
They are never not a problem.
How many do they number in?
It is unable to know. They reside across all the dividing plains.
Oh, for the love of Sarenrae.
There is no number.
This is known. Like if you've traveled from Amon to Whitestone, like people talk about like the Ravagers are the like raiders that raid the road. Like
Yeah, I assume I know a bit about the Ravagers, right?
Ravagers, like everybody knows. If you've traveled even a little bit through Taldore, everybody knows who the Ravagers are.
I assume Shango would have told her then.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone
Okay.
knows who the Ravagers.
you might
It's
have
a
encountered.
loose collection of ogres, orcs, half orcs and lawless half orcs and humans, gnolls, goblins, and any other kinds of nefarious types that want to be involved in cutthroatery, whether that's hitting trade caravans on the road, farming village, they're like biker gang,
Hmm.
or the desperados that would come rolling into town in the Old West and like take all the shit and then just leave and then come back a couple months later and take more shit. You know, that's what the Ravagers are, and they usually don't really have a problem killing things either to take what they want. So,
There is no number to the Ravagers. They are but one of the troubles that plagues Calderay.
yeah, it's a constant trouble. It's not like this is unique to this area. But yeah, she says, so you're traveling south. You did not answer question.
We're heading to the Turst Fields so we can go to Drenna because Whitestone isn't getting their deliveries of food and produce.
Ah, the traders from Whitestone. You see they kind of snarl. And in reference to them. They say, well, Ranga says, I would not be here standing if you did not aid me. So, to repay the favor, we offer to guide you back to the Turstfields village.
Very noble of you.
Yes, that was to be most appreciated. Thank thee.
And I'm gonna retract the blade from the symbol of the Everlight, so it's no longer out.
Okay.
Tass is gonna wipe off some no blood off of her blades and put them away.
Yeah.
Are we still in need of removing this tree?
She says, actually, we were sent out as scouts. A caravan of produce that was going to the Whitestone was turned around because of this felled tree.
And she looks over to Fike,
she
just like,
walking.
that was right, father.
However, Turst has not been getting its shipment of fish from Drenna either.
Further complications, then.
I try to
starts
jokingly to break the time.
Yeah, Sharik starts walking around. And she makes a survival. She's trying to figure out what's going on. Survival check here. It looks like they were sent by the Turstfields to figure out what was going on.
I'm gonna keep an eye on both of them as much as possible.
Okay.
I do always stay somewhat of a distance away, so I don't know if she's like wandering in my direction.
No, she's just kind of like wandering around the tree, looking. Every once in a while, she bends down and looks at like prints. She says, "I don't think the Ravagers knocked the tree down. I think it was brought down, and they took advantage of its blocking the road."
Nonetheless, we can remove it from the streets.
My lord,
That
if
is-
thou or Erdan could create some smaller pieces, I may be able to assist. And she's going to pull out the Nature's Boon again and cast the Bull Strength. And just jam the blade down and cast Bull Strength.
All right, so you cast Bull Strength on yourself, which means you get advantage on Strength ability checks for the next
And
hour.
Double carry capacity.
And, yep, you double your carrying capacity for the next hour.
Monster!
So they say, sure, if you have the capability, if you can remove the hindrance, it would make our lives easier.
Please step away from the tree. And
I'm gonna go hide behind a tree.
Yeah, they
and
back up.
I cast Shatter on like the main chunk of the tree.
All right.
Probably
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, it's you. A huge shatter goes off, and parts of the branches and everything splinters very similar to what happened the other day when you were fighting the banshees, and now the road is still covered with debris, but the debris is of sizes that can be easily more moved out of the way.
Cortana just starts picking up things and stacking them and just tossing them over either side of the road.
Yeah, the gnolls, the two gnolls, Ranga and Sharik, begin helping clear the road. And over the course of the next hour or so, you guys are able to, especially with Cortanus's improved strength. So when you do that with the sword, it's do you ever watch the old Justice League animated series?
A little bit, but it's been a long time.
The Warner Brothers. There was a character on there, Vixen, who she would touch her totem, and the spiritual form of the animal would appear around her, and then she would gain the abilities. So that's sort of what happens when you pull the sword out and you have the when you activate its ability for the bull strength. You watch as this huge, sort of ethereal bull spirit appears, and kind of toughs its hoof into the ground, snorts, and then you just feel this great invigoration of strength. And as you clear the road over the course of the next hour,
Let's get used to this.
Ranga and Sharik say, "We are not used to such kindness from Whitestoners."
Maybe we are not white stoners.
We're definitely not white stoners.
man.
Speak for yourself. I am most certainly a white stoner.
All right.
Fucking hell.
I mean, we hail from, well, I guess from all over, really. I mean, I'm from Amon, so I'm not a white stoner. Shango, I believe, is from a mountaintop or somewhere. I actually didn't ask where Shango's from, so I redact that.
Just gives you a curious eyebrow. It's like,
At this point, though, Ranga and Sharik say, "We are not that much farther from the village. About another day. If you will follow us." They continue leading on towards the village. If you follow them.
And all that tree debris, did I find one Y-shaped branch?
Sure.
Yes!
Wait, what?
Needing some spell components or something there?
No, I don't. This is pure for fuckery.
Oh dear.
For fucking around? Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will keep a bit of a distance, walk probably let's see, feet are hard, 20 feet or so behind them.
Okay.
At a reasonable distance. So it's not not so far away that it's super obvious, but also not close
Yeah,
to them.
you're letting them do what they do and be scouts and lead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
I'm
make
right
sure
there.
they're both in front of me.
I'm right there. I'm right on their ass.
Okay.
Toss
Except
just slightly in
for
front of
Fike,
Shango.
who's right on their ass.
Yep.
They every once in a while exchange words in Knoll. Does anyone else speak Knoll?
I do not.
So, but then they will turn and say, they lead you on a bit of a shortcut. And as the sun is going down, you come up over a hill and see the sun. As the sun sets at your back, or wait, as the sun sets, actually, I'm sorry, the sun is setting behind Turst Fields Village, the Turst Village. Sorry, I got confused on my east and west. And it sets behind the Turst Fields Village. As Ranga and Sharik lead you. You're still probably a mile away, but we kind of end the session as you guys are slowly walking towards Turst Fields Village, towards the sunset. Did any of you bother to? Did any of you bother to loot the gnolls before you left?
I would have taken that big ass glaive
Okay.
just for funsies.
If Shingo wanted anything,
Yeah.
Cortana would pick it up as she was also picking up debris.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would check if the big guy has anything on him.
He had that big ass glaive, which looked pretty gnarly.
Nah, not interested in that.
What's that?
Said not interested in the glaive, but I guess Father also took it already, right?
Yep. They had actually an assortment of treasures on them.
Oh, goodies.
Well, they're creatures who go around like
Stealing shit.
Yeah. So
It's gonna be so many like buttons and stuff. There's gonna be so many mismatched things.
These aren't all not.
Semblance of coins, some brass knobs.
Eight. They're 8 small amongst all of them you find 8 small gems that are worth 10 gold pieces each. Somebody roll 6d6.
That's got to be Nox, right? He got the killing blow. Oh, all right.
Oh, sorry.
That's whoever. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. 24 copper pieces.
Ooh.
Or wait, 24 times 100, so 2,400 copper pieces.
Oh, Jesus. They're a bank.
3d6, somebody.
Somebody else can have this one.
It doesn't really matter. 800 silver pieces. And another, and then 2d6, somebody. 50 gold pieces. And then a D4. Two. You also find a potion on the big guy. You find a pair of potions on the big guy, or one on one of the Nars and one on the big guy. One is a very familiar looking potion that you don't need to identify because you've seen a ton of them. It's just a potion of greater healing. The other one, however, where is it? Where did you go? There we are. There you find another one that is. There's the. So there's this tiny bead of red in the clear liquid, and every couple of seconds it expands so that the whole potion is red and then contracts back down to a tiny bead and then repeats the process over and over and over again.
Creepy potion of spookiness. Got it.
Alright, I got everything in the bag. Let me know. Subtract it. But we have everything marked down so far.
Yay.
So I'm guessing having a full rest in this town, is that correct?
Well, that's where we're going to end the session. Actually, is you guys coming into, you guys, just on the outskirts of the Turst Fields, Turst Village, because it's almost 10 o'clock, which is, for some of us, a little bit later in the day.
Just a little bit.
Who's it
those of
late
us
for?
Those of us who don't live on the coast and whose bedtime is usually not this late.
I'm so confused.
I know. It's so weird, right?
Bedtime?
I know.
Yes, what is this? What is
No.
the sleep you speak of?
Well, some people, not really for me. I could keep going, but there are others who need to get up and go to work in the morning and shit. So,
Sleep for the weak. Fuck!
Slavers for the week.
you can
Jinx!
sleep when you're dead, right?
Yeah, when I see you at Dragon Con, I'll buy you a Coke.
Yes. Coke Zero.
Whatever you want.
Thanks.
Plan on just walking up to the guy that's going, name, and I'm gonna go, just tell Cortanas that Gil's here.
Fucking hell. That's also some weird name warping there.
We all exist in the same world, right? It's all the same universe. It's probably happening same. Father, like, father. That sounds a lot weirder.
The father is here to
father's
see.
here? He's really, yeah. I'd rather not do that.
Would you guys like your experience?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure.
Fike, you had 6. Cortanas had 6. Shango had 5. Noxus had 7. And Seau had 5.
He's turning evil, guys. We gotta kill him.
That's one thing keeping
It
an
is
eye on.
Yeah, Seau. That's a potion of enlarge, a potion of growth, actually. But you don't know that yet because you have yet to identify it.
It could be a potion. He could say that, and then the DM's like, actually, that's a potion to shrink.
Mm,
You just saw it on the beat where it went small to big,
It's
not
the
big
wrong
to
beat.
small.
Not
That would
that
be
close, but
hilarious.
it's still 5 times the level, right?
Yes, at 5th level, it is still 5 times your level. So you would need 25 to go from 5 to 6. Which I don't think anybody's leveling tonight.
Yeah, I'm like halfway there, but
25. Yeah, I'm not even close.
But
yay, your birthdays.
I gotta find like a hair shirt for Fike. This is gonna get rough.
a hair shirt?
Yeah, like a the ancient tradition of repentance through self pain and suffrage. Like
Are you just like
he's been
pulling
killing. He's been killing.
or,
He's
the
been
monks
killing a
from
lot
that one?
lately. It's, yeah,
Self-flagellation
like,
as you walk.
yeah, hit me with the bento sticks for. Like killing the gnolls was fine, and then finding 2 intelligent gnolls that we're now friends with is making him completely rethink that race. So basically, all the deaths that he was going, yeah, they're just idiots that were attacking us, is now, oh, these were people with families and children, and that's how now.
Well, the gnolls that you're talking to explain to you, like, as you guys are walking, I will say this. Explain to you as you guys are walking that the Bloodpaw tribe, which these guys are affiliated with the Ravagers, and, like, they don't have families. But they also talk about their tribe, the Dustpaw tribe, that largely resides in and around terse fields, and they also explain that there are a few other tribes actually that are that try to what they say what they refer to, the way they refer to it as resist the hunger. They live the life of resisting the hunger. There is the Dustpaw. There are the White Snout, the Priest Eater, and the River Walker tribes that all live relatively close, or live within the dividing plane, relatively close to the Terst Fields, and try to live lives of resistance. It's only the Dustpaws that come and trade in the Terst Fields. Even the other three tribes that try to live a life of resistance are still pretty savage, but they to help them in their resistance, they try not to come around humanoid civilization too much. But yeah, there are a small group of gnolls that try to live against their nature. They explain to you that I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this name, but it's Yogg-Neoloth, I believe is how it's pronounced. The demon prince of gnolls from the abyss is a giant, essentially wolfman gnoll that has a never-ending hunger, which he imparted onto gnolls when he put them on the prime material plane. And so that is why they rape and pillage the way that they do, eating their captors a lot of the times. We have this never-ending hunger. These are trying to resist. Those that, they look at other gnoll mindless, they try to assuage your worries, if whether you listen to them or not is,
Yeah.
So, going a bit off topic, but you just reminded me. Sorry, were you done? Or are you
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Just because you were saying the Noel Demon Lord Yugonov or whatever his name is.
Well, you rolled a natural 20 earlier too, so I figured,
Yeah. Have you guys played the Out of the Abyss module by chance?
I have not. No.
Yes.
I have never played any module. Actually, believe it or not.
Played a necromancer.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. I did play. Rob tried running Storm King's Thunder for us, and we started at first level. I think we ended up around like 6th or 7th when we ended. But
real quick, I assume no one minds mild spoilers, or
no, I've never played it. So
yeah. Anyways, I mean, as the name says, Out of the Abyss, like, so the demon lords are running around in the material plane, and there's actually an option in there that towards the end of the campaign, the demon lords are fighting each other. And there's an option there to give the players control over one of the demon lords each and play out that fight.
That was so fucking fun. That was so fun.
Yeah. We did that in our campaign. So our DM, of course, took Demon Gorgon, and then we had like Orcus.
I was Orcus because Necromancer.
Yeah, there was Orcus, and I was actually playing the no one, Yuganu or whatever his name was.
Yuganu, yeah, I butchered the name. I know.
Yeah. The funniest thing was, it was like these 4 demon lords fighting each other, and everybody was like, "Okay, end of my turn," and then everyone was like, "Legendary actions." There were like more legendary actions at the end of each one's turn. Actual things happening during the turn.
You gotta use them. Use them or lose them, man.
Yeah. It was just super entertaining if you have like 4 or 5 creatures that all have legendary actions fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Poor David having to deal with that with us.
So who won?
Demogorgon.
The Demogorgon?
Yep.
Nice. course. The
I think
Demogorgon,
Demogorgon
is,
actually won with us too, I think.
Yeah.
Demogorgon
it's
is beast.
Yeah. it's not
Demogorgon
that
is supposed to
surprising.
win that fight, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Speaking,
We were playing a little bit of a free for all, and then at some point we sort of started ganging up on him, but he still took us out.
Yeah.
speaking of Demogorgon, they released like a Stranger Things box set, and then also Stranger Things is coming back to life 4th for all you D&D nerds. Amazing.
Yeah. Season 3.
Yeah, I actually have yet
Can't
to
wait
watch
for
it.
that.
Oh, watch it, dude. It's so
Is really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was reticent to watch it. I didn't really understand what it was. And then I
Yeah.
watched it and I was like, because I came into it late. Like, I remember watching the second season right when it dropped, but the first season I only watched like shortly before they dropped the second season. I don't know what I
Bless you.
what I had in my head about why I thought it was. I don't know why I thought I wouldn't like it, but it was really good. I think it was when I don't know. And everybody was like, "Oh my god, she's not amazing in anything." So, but she was actually really good in it.
Yeah, I ran into because they shoot right by. Well, they shoot a few hours away from where I live, but I ran into the what's it? The older sister. I'm trying to think of the main character's name just because I haven't watched it in so long
No,
now.
I know who you talking.
Shit.
Yeah, I ran into her a few months back. I was inspecting the building that she lives at. She popped out. I'm like, oh hey, you're. She's like, yeah. It's like, I'm like, she's like, do you need an autograph? I'm like, nah, I'm not one of those people. Like, it's really cool to see you. Usually I'd ask for a photo, but I could see she was like all packed up and a bunch of people around her. I'm like, oh, you're obviously gonna go shoot, so have fun, good luck. She's like, thank you.
Sorry,
person."
I missed the name. Who was it?
It was whoever was the older sister from. I don't know
the actor.
The kid that went
Oh,
side, his sister. No, Mike's sister.
Yeah,
Mike's sister. Yeah,
Oh,
the one who
Nancy?
falls in love with Mike. So yeah, Nancy.
Nancy, there we go.
Yeah, with the big eyes.
Yeah.
Just
The
trying to
one
remember
the one that the kid
The
with
one who
no
always
Natalie
looks
Dyer.
like- Yeah, the one who always looks like she just had her eyes dilated at the doctor.
Yeah. Or she's always high.
I was trying to think of the actor's name instead of the character's name, and I was.
I mean, don't get me
Natalie
wrong.
Dyer.
Don't get me wrong. She's a beautiful woman. She's not like weird looking or anything. I've always noticed
Big
like her
eyes.
eyes are just. She's got these big eyes.
Everybody
yeah,
says
that's-
that about mine and
Alright.
pupils. Like I have giant pupils for some reason.
I don't have
I
problems.
don't do
Like
drugs.
mine are generally like
Yeah.
off. Like one is always like larger than the other most of the time. A little bit David Bowie-esque.
I mean, yeah, I have an enormous nose, so
So do
like
I.
it doesn't look that
I
bad
don't.
from straight on. But when I give you the profile,
Dude, I think I beat you. Look at this. Look at this thing.
On that note, I need my beauty sleep.
Yeah.
Later.
Me too, guys. I'm
what are
going
you saying? Go.
See, Shango.
night, guys.
Night. So, did the Kickstarter start for your the album?
No, a few weeks still.
All right.
A few more weeks at least.
Sure, you let us know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be excited the moment we're allowed to actually put out the cover art because I fucking love it.
Maybe you'll raise $7.5 million.
Oh,
maybe.
I fucking wish. But no, everyone will have already spent all that money on that Kickstarter, and then we're fucked.
Well, we're only like how many million are we? 1 point. What are we at?
They're stopping at 8.8, I believe.
Yeah, they're stopping at 8.8, but let's see where we're at right now.
They're going to be doing this one stretch goal, the campaign 1 guests battle royale. It sounds
Yeah.
like